Hello students, today's tutorial topic is cervical vertebrae. All of you know that cervical part of vertebral column presents secondary curvature or convex ventral curvature. From when? From 3rd to 4 months after birth, when infant learns to erect its head. Cervical vertebrae are 7 in number. All cervical vertebrae have characteristic feature, that is presence of foramen transversorium affecting each transverse process. By identifying foramen transversorium in transverse process, you can differentiate cervical vertebrae from other vertebrae. Out of 7 cervical vertebrae, C3 to C6 vertebrae bear common features. That's why they are called as typical vertebrae. C1, C2 and C7 cervical vertebrae have specific features for their identification. That's why they are considered as atypical cervical vertebrae. Let's start with typical cervical vertebrae C3, C4, C5 and C6. Each typical cervical vertebrae has following features: body, pedicles, laminae, spinous process, superior and inferior articular processes and facets, transverse process having foramen transversorium. Body of each typical cervical vertebra is small and transversely oval. It has upper surface, lower surface, anterior surface and posterior surface. Upper surface of the body presents raised lips called as uncal processes on each side. Posterior surface of the body presents 2 or more foramina for the passage of basivertebral veins. Anterior and posterior surfaces of adjacent vertebrae are connected with each other and covered by anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments respectively. Bodies of adjacent vertebrae are connected with each other by secondary cartilaginous joints of intervertebral disc. A pair of synovial oncovertebral joints or joints of Luschka affect on each side of intervertebral disc. Vertebral foramen is large and triangular in shape for accommodation of cervical enlargement of spinal cord. Each pedicle arises from posterolateral aspects of the body midway between upper and lower margins and diverges backward, so superior and inferior vertebral notches are equal in size. Superior vertebral notch transmits numerically corresponding cervical nerve. Each laminae are thin and they are directed backward and medially from pedicle to meet with each other at the spine. Laminae of adjacent vertebrae are connected with each other by series of fibroelastic ligamentum flava. The spinous process is short, bifid and downturn. It provides attachment to the ligamentum nuchae and number of extensor muscles of back of neck. Superior and inferior articular processes project from junction of pedicle and lamina. They form continuous articular pillar with lateral concavity, which lodges dorsal ramus of corresponding cervical nerve. Superior articular facet is flat and faces upward and backward. Inferior articular facet is directed reciprocally downward and forward. Interarticular joints are plain variety of synovial joints and permits flexion, extension and limited degree of rotation. Transverse processes are directed laterally and somewhat forward. They are pierced by foramen transversorium and presents anterior root, posterior root, anterior tubercle, posterior tubercle, and connecting both the tubercles is the costotransverse bar. Anterior root, anterior tubercle, costotransverse bar, and posterior tubercle represents costal element, and posterior root represents true transverse element. In C3, C4 and C5 cervical vertebrae, anterior tubercle lies somewhat higher and medial to the posterior tubercle. In C6 cervical vertebrae, anterior tubercle is somewhat larger and it is called as carotid tubercle because common carotid artery can be compressed against it. Anterior tubercle provides attachment to three sets of muscles: scalenus anterior, longus colli, and longus capitis. Posterior tubercle provides attachment to the so many muscles. Out of that, scalenus medius, scalenus posterior, and levator scapulae deserve special mention. Foramen transversorium of typical cervical vertebrae transmits second part of vertebral artery surrounded by sympathetic plexus of nerves and vertebral veins. Intervertebral foramen is formed by superior and inferior vertebral notches of adjacent vertebrae. As cervical nerve emerges from the spinal cord, trunk of the cervical nerve rests on superior vertebral notch. Ventral ramus diverges from the trunk and lodges on the grooved upper surface of costotransverse bar, and dorsal ramus, after diverging from the trunk, lodges on the concavity formed by articular pillar.